we're in business. So we're gonna just jump right into it now. So everybody can join in. They just join in. So because people don't know why they're on this live. So I have an Instagram podcast. Let's Live. It's my safe place with Tati. And I have special guests that comes on, as you can see. So because they're trying to kill us in New York. So instead of Instagram, I have to move to Facebook. So that's why we're here. And I thank you guys for being a follower of both and supporting what I'm doing. I appreciate it. So I do it every other Wednesday. So this Wednesday, of course, this is what it is. And this title and this topic is the Ferguson Legacy. What's the recipe to Black love? Like, they're going to, as you can see, they're young, they're Black, they're in love. They're going to drop some gems on us. And I always do a quote and a song of the episode. And the song of the episode is Dej Loaf, No Fear. And the quote is, friendship is our foundation and deep communication leads to growth, by the Fergusons. Period. Two snaps for the two snaps. See? They also have a YouTube channel, which I'm going to put it in the comment section here. I don't know if I save it, but whatever. I will promote it up there. You guys will see it. I'm going to link it. And it's going to be on my social media page as well. But let's formally introduce the lovely couple. We have former NFL player from the Rams, Isiah Ferguson. He is a dad. He's an entrepreneur. He does it all in your screen right here. And he has his beautiful mompreneur wife, Carleisha, who is also now a certified life coach. One time for one time. So, and they are idolizing Black love and couples goals. And I wanted them to come on, especially to highlight, especially in the younger generation. People don't believe in marriage or think marriage should be an option or end goal in a relationship. So they're here to show and tell us, how their story began and to give us some insight on it. So we're just going to jump right into, as you can see, I got my fake referee shirt on, keep it going. And it's sections over here. So we got the first half of it. So the first half is called Breaking the Ice. So we're going to break the ice, and we're going to start off with saying, you guys have been together since you was 19 years old, right? So where did it all begin? Like, where did your love story begin?
In Mount Vernon, New York.
Money earning?
That's a fact.
We went to high school together, and we were fond of each other, and we knew each other. I actually was in that was first period. I never really made it to it. But when I did.
Oh, hear that, Keisha? She never made it.
I actually sat in front of him and behind my cousin. And then I would talk to him sometimes, asking for the answers, And he didn't want to give them to me, so I didn't really want to talk. But we reconnected one night. We were out. It was actually my birthday, and I was out with a friend of mine at the time. And we reconnected then, and the rest is really history from that, right? Did I miss anything?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much how it went. But when the day I seen her, we was out. It was her birthday. And then, so I was just talking to her, trying to fly out and stuff like that. Asked her why she ain't been coming to class. And I pretty much gave her my number. When I gave her my number, I told her to call me right away. But my phone was kind of like in arm's reach. It was in my jacket. So after she gave me the number, I went to go check my phone. I'm like, she ain't called me, because I said call me right now, but she never called me. So
she trying to friend zone you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna see how this is gonna go. And then throughout the night, I'm like checking my phone. She never hit me up. And then probably like a week later, she finally hit me. And then we just linked up from there. Okay. That was like her 19th birthday. So we were both 19 at the time. Yeah. It's like 2010.
Okay, so then it started from this. So then how did y'all like fall in love with each other and grow? Like, how did that love story begin? Because y'all met, but now y'all met. Now how did y'all grow from that?
When we met on her birthday, we linked up probably like a week later. And then we just was building from there. She had come to my house, and then we had link up, go out to eat, and just, it was a lot of conversation. Personally, I didn't really have no expectations of a relationship at that point because I was just leaving high school, about to go to college and play football. So I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way this relationship is going to work. I'm about to go to college. I'm about to go to community college. I'm going to a 4-year institution. I don't know where I'm going to end up at. I could be on the other side of the country. There's no way this is going to work. And I was kind of explaining that to her. But the thing is, we just was, loving each other's company, just, building with each other. Our friendship had started from there. And then once I went off to college, we just stayed in communication. We just kept building. And then, we've been building ever since. Yeah.
Okay, so when you went off to college, because we didn't mention it, but you have 2 handsome boys, right?
Yeah.
Aiden, of course, came later. But when did Makai come? Like, when did you guys have Makai?
When we were 22. We were 22 years old.
And you guys, he was still in college?
Yep.
College around that time. And she was still home working and stuff like that, holding it down. Yeah, I was a junior in college at the time, yeah.
Okay, so how was you able to maintain the long distance relationship while you was in school and Lily was at home and you had a baby? Like, how did y'all maintain that relationship?
Because his college at the time was only in Brooklyn. Wait, no, we had Makai. He was in Arkansas. Yes.
Oh.
So that was hard because originally you were in Brooklyn, and then he would take the train and I would take the 2 train, and we would kind of go back and forth. I rode that 2 train like it was around the corner. Okay.
Oh, you brave, because I can't do that. I'd be scared. Pick me up.
Listen, no, he couldn't. Okay, he could not pick me up.
I'm not. Don't put me on no bike train.
So, in Arkansas, having Makai, how we navigated that was he really came home for all the important things. So I would schedule out my doctor's appointments and look at what's important. Okay, we're gonna find out the sex of the baby. He's gonna be here that weekend. So I'll schedule it around his off time.
Okay.
So the baby shower he was here for, the birth of our son, they allowed him a leave, I believe it was. They gave him a leave. So he was here for the birth. He was here for finding out the set. He wasn't at every doctor's appointment, but for the major things he was able to be here for, he was here for.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what strong black men do. Make it show up.
That was important to me. That was definitely important to me. And I explained to my coaches, hey, I know I'm from New York, but at the end of the day, I'm about to have a son. This is super important. This is important in football. So I got to make every appointment. I got to be there for all the important dates and stuff like that. So they kind of understood that and they respected that. And at the end of the day, when I was having my son, that was just motivation for me. So I just wanted to do everything I need to do to make sure I was there for him. That way he didn't have to grow up the way I grew up. So, it was a priority. My whole mindset was priorities come first, everything else comes second. So that was the mindset. So no matter what I had to do, I was going to make sure I had to be there, even if it was from 7 states away or if I was, back home. Regardless of the fact, I wanted to make sure I was there for everything that was important. So.
Respectfully, because some people I'm going off to college. That's you and this baby. You let me know when I need to show up.
But everything we did was planned. Makai was planned. We talked about that. We definitely talked about it, so we knew what it was going to look like. Are you guys hearing my echo?
I gotta give a shout out to her mom, and God bless her dad. My mom, they definitely held it down.
I definitely
stepped in, when I wasn't around and stuff like that.
I definitely had a support.
I remember her mom was always saying, where we come from, a lot of fathers don't be there because they be in prison. She's like, he's at school, so you gotta kind of respect that. And I was getting an education, and I would give my son something to look up to, moving forward. So it was a sacrifice. It was a sacrifice for the greater good.
I would definitely say I had a team. I had a full team. I had cousins. I had my godmother. I had my mom, his mom, my god sister. We had so many people just coming and helping with Makai that it was crazy. When I think about the help I had then and then the help that I had, I need that help again.
This kid, come get him now.
Difference. Yeah.
So long distance relationship, of course, and good. Y'all was good to stand strong on that. So how was it when y'all came back together? Y'all was able to see each other all the time and now really be a family. How was it for that? How was that transition back?
What I'm gonna say is the long distance relationship, for some reason, it worked really well because when we was away, it gave us time to miss each other. So when we missed each other, when we seen each other, it was almost like a celebration every time. Oh my God, we've been talking on the phone all this long, and I'm happy to see you, touch you, and hug you. So that felt good. As far as coming back together, that's funny that you mentioned that because when I was done with school, And to be able to come back home and to, we be in each other's lives full time was definitely an adjustment.
Definitely an adjustment. Because Makai and I had a routine and we had our own little thing, and it was kind of awkward to work him into it a little bit.
Okay.
Because he comes home holidays and he's back and forth, but we're together all the time. We go to movie dates, we were doing different things, different birthday parties, and when he came home, he was like, "Hey, y'all got to do all of this." So it was definitely an adjustment.
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment, but I just knew that I had to insert myself as a dad and try to get in where I fit in and be able to play my part. I didn't want her to feel like, even when I was at school and making that sacrifice, she had to hold it down a lot. But at the same time, I had to basically insert myself and just, be the dad that I need to be. Like, I want to help, baby my son. I want to take him out by myself and, go to the park and get to know him and build that bond up. But she was just so used to, doing it on her own and, doing it herself. But she gave me grace,
I gave him
just
space
step by step. And I was, it was kind of easy for me to work my way in and maneuver and, make our own little schedules along the way. So
the thing is, I always wanted him to have his own parenting style. I knew that his parenting style was never going to look like mine. And I wanted them to have their own bond and relationship. So I wanted to give him the space to do so. And they're the best of friends. Like, I'm like, some days you gotta put your dad hat on. You can't be his friend right now today. You can't be daddy bro. You gotta be dad.
Can't be daddy bro. Well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I'm good that I love the fact that you said you gave him space to do his own parenting style, because before, when we mom like, I'm not, you're not doing it right, let me do it. So it's like, no, you go ahead, you go, because I have more to go. Take him.
It wasn't always perfect. Sometimes she would have to take over spirit, like, I got it, because she was so used to doing that. But I'm like, babe, let me hold it down. Like, you sit down, relax.
That was an adjustment.
I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was an adjustment for her because she was so used to doing it on her own all the time. So.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good. That's good. That's insightful, because you never look at things like that. Like, you just go home, come back, you think it's like, okay, you're just picking up where we left off, but it's like you have to transition that back, and that's
the thing that people don't look at that. They just like, oh, it's nothing. He's just going and coming back. But each time he would go and come back, he would be somebody else, because he would grow mentally. I would grow from my circumstances. And then now we have to introduce those new people to each other again.
Right.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely does make sense. So let's have a little happy moment. So the day you got drafted, how was that day for you? Like, what was it like? What excitement? Because coming from Mount Vernon, a lot of people don't make it. Manny, rest in peace, him, he made it. You made it. Like, so how was that excitement for you?
I've been working for that my entire life. I'm not gonna say I kind of knew I made it, but at that point, coming from Mount Vernon and being in college and doing 4 years of college and having experience and being around different people, different cultures and stuff like that, I worked my tail off to get to that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So at that point, not only I developed physically, but I developed mentally as well. So I was already kind of prepared to go to the NFL from a spiritual standpoint. Nice. I believed in myself, so I didn't really never second guess, like, oh, am I not gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? I knew, like, as long as I put the work in, no matter how God is gonna, like, operate this for me, that I can look myself in the mirror and say I gave it my all. And the day we got the phone call, it was incredible, because we was at her house at the time. We initially got a phone call from a different NFL team, which is the Washington Redskins, and then the Rams ended up calling, like, later that day at the end of the draft. I was humble. I'm super humble. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to represent the town, represent Mount Vernon Knights, represent New Rochelle, and just put on for the city. But at the end of the day, I knew I worked for that, but it was more of a spiritual thing, and I knew it was going to happen. When you chase something that big, you can't really doubt yourself.
Yeah, manifesting.
It was a manifestation come true, and I knew that it was going to happen. It was just, I had to be patient, and I had to work, and I had to grind, and everything else was going to take care of itself. But it was a big blessing. But another thing too, like, people think that once you get, a call from the NFL that you automatically paid. It was a process even getting there. So I had to, continue to work. And it was because now I'm working with my idols now. Like, you know what I'm saying? The guys that I used to study and watch, I'm in the same rooms with these guys, and I'm doing all these different things. So it was a blessing. I knew it was an opportunity to change my family life.
Right. And that's the blessing too. Like I said, most people don't make it, and I commend you for doing that, achieving that goal. Because my brother, you be like, okay, you hear some basketball players make it, but then you hear them like, okay, Ben Gordon, what the hell is he doing? I don't know. Don't say you from my running anymore, you know. So like it's good that, and I seen recently too that you came back and you spoke to the young people. So that's one thing I idolize. If you come back to the community a little bit to influence and like put your blessings on somebody else. Like this can happen. I came from here and so I definitely commend you for doing that as well. So like while you was in the NFL now, so now that's a whole different level from college. So like, of course the schedule is different. The game, like the traveling is different. So how was you able to balance now again, your family with the NFL?
Being in the NFL, again, I knew it was a sacrifice for the greater good. But as far as balancing, me and my wife, will always stay in communication. You know, when it was time for her to come out to bring my son, she was always there. You know, we FaceTime every day. I try to just make the experience as she was there with me. You know, because she wasn't able to come like right away. But at the same time, we just kept the communication open. You know, I didn't try to make it feel no type of way. Anytime I didn't have meetings or I didn't have practice, I'm on the phone while I'm communicating with her. Because at the end of the day, you my family. So we just try to do everything we need to do to make it right.
Right. That's good too. So let's put all the rumors to rest now, because we gonna dead all this, right? So the stigma that comes with professional athletes and like making infidelities or all this other stuff, how was you able not to become a part of that stigma?
That's a good question. So the thing about me and Carleisha, we knew each other before I made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of like steered us in this direction to continue to keep growing. But at the end of the day, a lot of people say, you know, NFL players this, NFL players that. I'm not saying everybody's perfect. Some guys do be out here looking crazy.
Right.
But at the same time, we kind of grew up fast, you know, being in Mount Vernon. So when I got to the league, I mean, it's a higher lifestyle, and you know, you got more women and more people coming at you. But I kind of already grew up fast, so it wasn't like, I'm not gonna say it was new. It was new, but it was like, as far as the fast pace and all this type of lifestyle, I'm like, I'm cool on that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I knew Carleisha loved me for who I am as a person. It was bigger than just the actual the platform that I was given. And I never wanted to get tricked out of my position. I'm from New York. I don't really trust people anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that part.
I don't trust people anyway. So I'm like, this is my ride or die. She's been with me from college all the way to day one. For me to just switch up on her in this moment would be crazy. At the end of the day, I knew that if any temptation that came my way, it would just be like, they just like me for the platform that I hold. But anybody can be removed from this platform and somebody else can be entered into that platform. So it's not me as a person, it's just the entity, and it's the lifestyle, everything that comes with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that. You know, I was aware of that. And I didn't want to be tricked out of my position, and I knew that I was trying to build an empire.
Right.
I mean, my Carleisha was my fiance at the time, but at the end of the day, I knew what I was chasing. Like, you know, I'm chasing longevity. I'm trying to, you know, change the lifestyle of my kids, how I was raised, and then also growing up in the Black community, even how I was raised. We never really have our fathers there, so I always wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to be the best husband.
Right.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I knew it was a position that I held, and I didn't want to get tricked out of my position just, you know, for some type of temptation that would come in my way. I was cool on that. I was supposed to focus on the game. That was my biggest thing. I was trying to change the trajectory of my life. So.
Yes. Oh, look, Lily, look at you, got a good one, honey. Because no other my people, they will fold. These Instagram models will have them folding all over. You know, it's ridiculous.
And you know his wife a little crazy. Come my friend in the chat so they all know.
Respectfully. Respectfully. So. Oh, that was so mean. It is a time out, so it is a game time. And I always say, if you can love each other, you can laugh with each other. So we're going to get into it. So I asked you guys to get a dry erase board. This is the game. Right? So this game is called Do You Know Me? So I'm going to speak generally, right? And you're going to write down what you think each other is going to say. Right? So, and do you guys need an example, or you get where I'm coming from? Like how to?
Yeah, let's do an example.
Okay, so an example. What is your partner's favorite food? You write down the answer. So you're gonna think
today,
and Carleisha is gonna think for you.
Yes.
And then we're gonna turn it over on 3, and whoever your answer got to be compatible. Let's see if y'all really know each other. The game is called Do You Know Me? You know. So we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna just break the ice like how I did. So who is you guys' celebrity's crush?
Oh my God.
You can't ask him. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
You ready?
Yes. Who do you think it is? Yeah, turn it over.
Kerry Hilson?
Gotta put it up.
Is that right?
You gotta put it up.
Is it Kerry Hilson?
Isaiah, who is her celebrity crush? You gotta read it to me.
No, it's nobody's R. Kelly.
The singer Joe R. Kelly.
He's wrong. It was Joe, but this R. Kelly-ness, I don't know what he got.
Joe,
Joe,
I want to know.
Yes.
Yes to Joe, but no to R. Kelly.
Whatever.
Yes, I want to know, honey. That's
girl. You know.
Kerry Hilson. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot. Oh God, sorry.
okay.
The next one. What is your partner's love language? Yeah, food for your thought. You gotta. It looks backwards when you turn it. You gotta read it. Acts of service.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
That is, yeah, right.
Yeah. His is affirmations.
Oh, he likes affirmation. Is she right? Well, so you're wrong.
Wait, how many points is that for me?
One point for Lily over
no,
there.
acts of service is not my love language.
So what is it? It changes though.
It's affirmations. I told you that in Portugal.
New. That's new.
I told him that in Portugal.
I was gonna go with that, but that's new. She know that's me. That's not her.
Well,
she loves acts of service. Take out the garbage, wash the dishes.
No.
Yes, she likes that. Make the bed up. If I don't make the bed up, I'm done for the whole day.
Not for the whole day.
For the whole week.
All right, next question. What's your partner's pet peeve? Dirty nails?
Dirty nails. If you got dirty nails, she's looking for you. She don't want you next to her. She don't want no parts of dirty nails.
His is negative people and people saying I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See, look at the dog. They can see Maddie.
Good. So Lila, you got 2. Isaiah got 1. You gotta come on. You got
3.
No.
I got 3.
No. She got 2.
We only had 2 questions so far. The first one was
3 questions.
The first one was that was a test.
Okay. Cheating. Wait. Is your partner a logical or an emotional thinker?
It's easy. Logical. Every day.
Every day. You get 2 points for that.
Oh, good.
No. Let me clarify this.
Hello.
Let me clarify this. Carleisha is very emotional, right?
But what?
But depending on the topic and situation or circumstance, she can be logical, and depending on who we're talking about,
they
and
don't
stuff like that.
Like
so
that.
She's very emotional as a woman, but she can tap into her logical side, which I
Look,
appreciate.
amen, brother.
Look at you.
Give me that.
3 snaps for the 3 snaps. Okay. What do you think your partner's favorite part on your body is? This is a PG-13 show.
Wait. So I gotta guess her favorite part of it.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it changes.
It does change.
What's it not
my back.
Okay.
Yeah, my back.
You right, Lily?
I'm done.
Yeah, my back.
I'm gonna say my lips. Is it this week? Because you've been looking at them all day.
I don't know. It might be something else this week.
It was my dimple the other day. But I don't really know. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah,
it changes.
But
Every
that's
day.
good.
Somebody said she's
Good.
very
So
logical.
every part of you, every part of each other. Good. So, is your partner the jealous type or more relaxed?
I need to get a new marker. I can't see it. He's more relaxed. My mother says she's hanging up.
Hanging up.
Jealous. She's jealous as hell.
That's
Territorial.
not nice. I'm not jealous.
But I could be jealous sometimes too, depending on what it is. Like, you feel me? Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean?
I wasn't gonna put you out there like
Be
that.
relaxed.
I wasn't gonna put him out there like that.
Listen, it happens. This is what it does. What sets your partner off?
Just in general.
In general. Let's say in general.
Okay.
And she don't like lies.
Okay.
Lies.
She FBI. She'll investigate that, huh?
I said someone messing with his family, because he doesn't really get mad at too much. But if somebody's bothering the kids or me or his sister or like his immediate, he gets mad.
Respectfully.
Am I right?
So I say you one of those calm, purposeful. She be yelling at herself if she get mad.
Try to keep it mellow, chill. Don't get me tight, because if I get mad, it's lit, and I don't like going.
Right, Kiki, yes, I'm drinking wine. They got me drinking because they drinking, and they know I don't drink. I'm a Christian, you know?
Yes.
And they haven't took not one sip yet.
I'm an athlete. I don't drink. You're a Christian. You don't drink. So
Well, I'm the only drinking on the stage. I'll take that. I can.
They got me drinking, and I just popped this bottle open, been in my thing for like 5 years, and now she ain't drinking.
I'm an athlete.
Just lead right into the next question. What is your partner's drink of choice at home?
Oh, so this is at home, like a quiet night at home.
Yes.
He's gonna have wine, baby. Am I right?
Yeah, cool.
That's my little wine.
What's hers? Hennessy?
What?
She changed her life. She like TP. Taylor
I
Port.
definitely don't drink nobody's Taylor Port. I definitely don't drink nobody's Taylor Port.
And Taylor Port is the wine, is the Hennessy of wine. You gotta do your research on that.
Right, Taylor Port. My boyfriend used to love
TP.
Taylor Port. Get the good check out over that.
He just came back from
Look at my brother. He said wine.
and we was in like close to Porto, which is Portugal, and that's where they made Taylor Port, actually.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, that was fire.
Okay. What character trait does your partner love best about you?
Okay. That's a good one.
Oh wait, what I like about? Am I answering what I like about him?
Yeah.
So, what do you think he likes about you?
Oh, I mean, there's so much to pick from. I don't know.
What's not?
So I'm gonna go with that. She liked the fact that I'm a dreamer and a risk taker.
Oh, nice. He's right, Lily.
Yeah, he's right.
Look at
I don't know. I mean, all of me. What's not to like? I'm just great. All around. He loves it. You love it all. It's like it's a box of fun.
It's like
Personality.
pick it up.
That personality is through the roof.
It's
Oh,
just me.
Look at that. Loving each other, laugh at each other. You know. Actually, that was it for that part of the segment, guys. Timeout is over, so we're gonna get back into the second half, which is the meat and the potatoes. Now it's really time to get deep. Right? We're gonna get there. So this is your typical question, but this is a real question. How did you guys know like y'all was the one for each other?
Honestly, you don't know. I don't. When people say this is the one thing,
Right.
It's not a real thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I just knew, my heart flooded. Honestly, he was my friend.
Right.
And that's how I knew that this could work for me.
Right.
Like he was the total opposite of anyone I've ever dated. So when it came to him, I was like, what is it about this guy? He's intriguing to me.
Right.
We would talk for hours and hours on end, and I'm like, we're just building. I'm learning things from him. He's learning things from me. It's just crazy because I still didn't know he was the one.
Right.
But I saw the potential, like, damn, he could be a good dad.
Right.
I don't even know how I felt these things. Because at that time, I don't even know if I wanted to have children 100%. I was like, do I want to have kids one day? But when I started talking to him, I started to see, like, he could be a good dad. He could be a good husband. He has some potential.
Right.
So I don't believe there's a way to just know. It's more so knowing yourself.
Right.
So I changed who I was, and I believe that I attracted him.
Right. Yeah, they say you all attract.
I knew she was the one. No, you know what it was though, and it still sticks out to this day.
Oh,
We
please
probably
don't
was
tell
like
the
20 years
story.
old, right? And we was back in my community college in ASA, and I was eating some cereal on my bed, and we was just talking and laughing. Like, I laughed so hard in the midst of me eating the cereal, I spit, like, burst the cereal out my mouth, and the bowl spilled over, and I'm just steady cracking up. You would think we was like on some type of drug or something. We was sober, and she just had me dying, laughing. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Right.
And then we was just going through our life, and then I realized the most important currency in life and like love is like laughter. Like, you know, that's the most beautiful thing that you can't really pay for.
Right.
And from then, I was like, this something here. Like, it's something about this girl.
Right.
But also, how I knew she was the one. As I got older, I started doing like self-development and stuff like that on my personal self. And then I realized, I used to ask myself questions at that time, like, you know, what does this person mean to me? Like, you know, how does she fit in my life? Like, and I think about how do my family engage with her, how I engage with her family. And then I would just think to myself, I would like ask those questions and I would answer them. And then she like checked all the boxes. I'm like, yeah, she's definitely the one. But when we first got together, we were so naive. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really have no expectations with any of that. You know, we were just kind of riding the wave. But as we got older through the relationship, that's when those questions started to come. And then I was able to answer them. I'm just like, yeah, this is the woman I'm gonna build an empire with, and you know, she's gonna be my wife forever. And that was the mindset.
Absolutely not.
Oh God.
Cute. Yeah, cute or whatever. Wait. So yeah, how long have you guys been married?
We've been married for it'll be 7 years in August.
7 years this August.
It'll be 7 years.
Okay, so they always say like the first year marriage is always hard. Like, how would you describe it for you guys?
It was the best of our life. You know,
It really was.
It's so crazy to me when people say that. Someone told us in the beginning that the first 5 years was going to be terrible. And I'm like, really? But not knowing we had already been together for, 7 years by then?
Right.
So, to me, I don't listen to those stigmas of the first year of marriage is really hard. If you've been with this person for enormous amount of time, like 7, 8, 10 years, you already know that person. You know when they're mad, you know when they're happy, you know when they're sad, you know the highest of their maddest level, you know the lowest of their lows. What else they got for you?
Right.
So that's how we took it. But the first couple years of marriage was amazing.
Right. and that's good that you say that, because like you said, people always put that stigma on it, like, oh, so hard, so people avoid it because, like, I don't want to go through that hardship. I want to keep it how it is. But it's like, keep on pursuing through it, because if you can make it through the relationship drama and there's no string attached, then you can make it through the marriage part of it. And that's what I'm glad that you guys are saying that, because that really discouraged them. I'm glad that they can hear it from you guys. Like, it's a piece of cake. We love it. Like, we've been together for so long. It should be, why not? Like, why not jump the broom?
I mean, anything genuinely, anything is hard. Anything is hard. Like any and everything. If you want greatness, it's gonna always be hard. Right. It just depends on if that person is worth you working that hard for.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna just say, oh, it's just peaches and herbs, because you're bringing two individuals together to create one life. So that's gonna be tough, because he's who he is and I'm who I am. And then we also have two other individuals watching us grow in the midst of that. So all of that in itself is hard. But when I wake up every day and choose to do this, you can't beat that.
Right. Heartfelt. So this question more directs towards you, Liddy, because you have your mom hat on, you have your wife hat on, you have your, the maid duties, you know, as we feel like being a freaking maid, clean up after yourself. Why you not clean up after yourself, you know? So I put that hat on too. So like you're doing chores, you're balancing, y'all are entrepreneurs like with your businesses. So how do you create your own identity away from all these titles that's placed? Like how do you grow outside of and get your own identity?
God, that is something that I'm still working on.
Okay.
So, honestly, it's day by day. It's day by day. Some days I get a lot of things done just for me,
Right.
and also I'm learning to ask for what I want. At first, I was like, you know, there's no book on how to be a wife, so I can't just say, well, how do I do this? I'm learning all of this on the go.
Right.
So we're first generation.
Right.
So it's kind of like, who do you go to? How do you figure this marriage thing out? But I'm learning to ask for my husband, like, hey, I'm not feeling so great today. Can you take the boys out to the park and the dog and just kind of let me just be? And he will.
Right.
But we all put the stigma on us as Black women that we got to do all things and with a smile. And every day you don't feel like smiling. Every day you don't wake up just like, hi, everybody. I'd be lying if I told you it's just so easy. So it's a day by day process right now.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure it out how to balance all things, but I make it through.
Right. I feel like that was the hardest thing, even with myself. Like I had my daughter, and then it was like everything, all my attention went to her. Like everything, I forgot my self-care. I just lost myself. Like I'm not dressing up anymore. Yep. So like I started to lose myself because I'm a mom, and then I was in a relationship. So it was like, okay, I'm a mom, I'm in a relationship, and I moved out my mom's house. So it was like I'm trying to put those titles in this. Like I gotta make sure the house is clean, I gotta make sure to cook, I gotta do this. Yep. But then it's like, wait, I don't even get my nails done anymore. I don't get my hair done anymore. So then I started to feel how I looked. And then that made me, it gravitated. So that's why I'm having like this webinar, Getting Back to Me. So we can be all those things, but you can still be who you are as well, and trying to create that back.
And that's the thing. No one talks about losing yourself. We all talk about, there's no book on parenting, there's no book on postpartum, but absolutely no one talks about what happens when a mom loses herself. Right. Because it's really hard to pick up the pieces. After I had my son Makai, I threw my whole being into him. And then when my husband came home from school, I was like, okay, I need to help him. I need to make sure he's together. I need to make sure they're together. And you know what? It actually took my husband opening my eyes to me losing myself, because I didn't see it. I was just thinking I'm doing what I think I'm supposed to do.
What society
she was being a nurturer.
You should do.
Yeah, she was being a nurturer and what society tells you to do. But I will remind her, like, hey, you putting all your energy into us. Okay, we know you love us, but you got to get you right too. Right. I never understood growing up in the hood, like, the mom will walk around with looking crazy with a scarf on, but like, long as my kids is good, they got on Jordans and they looking fly. I never wanted that to be her.
Right.
I understand that message. I understand you being a nurturing mom, but at the same time, you looking out for me, you looking out for the kids.
Right.
But you got to get yourself right too. Don't forget about you.
Right.
And that's a whole other adjustment within itself.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, you just nurture. You want to make sure your family is good and stuff like that. But don't forget about you and your well-being. So.
Right. And Isiah, that goes to you as well, because we always focus on the mom, you know, having stuff like that, but as a dad as well, it could be hard, and you can like lose yourself too. So how was you able to balance still being a husband, a dad? How was you able to still have your own identity as well?
So because even when I first, became a father and a husband, my whole thing was, as long as I continue to do what I'm doing, it's going to benefit all of us. So I never really lost focus of my personal dream, because if I chase a dream and if I keep changing my dream and I keep going after dreams, that's going to benefit everybody. Right. So I never kind of was the parent that, like, even though I'm kind of working on this, but I don't want to lose myself within my family. I want to continue to chase my dreams and let everybody else around me benefit from it. That was my whole perspective on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of getting lost in everything else. Right. I'm going to chase this and they're going to benefit from everything else.
Right. And that's deep, because I never thought of stuff like that, especially like your profession, and it makes a lot of sense, because in couples we never really talk about the man. We always talk about the female. Females, this was like, okay, men have emotions too. They have men, like, how do you can lose yourself as a man, and some men, they keep this persona on, like, I gotta be tough, I'm not gonna show nobody that. So I'm glad that you was able to show, like, okay, I make sure my family's good, my environment's good, putting people on, and that makes me still know who I am. So I definitely love that too. So of course, 2 boys. How old are they?
10 and 4.
10 and 4. You don't start all over. He was almost out the door to college, and you started all back over again.
Listen.
So, how do you guys co-parent within a marriage? Because you have your marriage, but then people think co-parenting, people have to be split up. They have to be separate. But co-parenting it still could be within the marriage. So how do you guys co-parent with your boys?
They think I'm like the big dog pit bull, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's really her. I'm really like this, like the parent that's like, go ahead, just don't cry. Like, you do whatever you want to do, just don't cry. Like, for her, she's ready to go off. But I think with us, it was never like, when it came to that specifically, we wasn't really strategic in that, like, hey, you want to do this, you're going to do that. It was more like, as we grew together and as we had children, we just fell in certain places, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it turned out for us. It's like, you have this role as far as like, she might go to enroll them in school or like speak to the teachers or whatever, or I might just, that day, I might take them to the doctor, or I might take them to the park, or I might do the homework that day.
Nice.
We just kind of like flow with it. Like, it's not like you do this or I do that.
Good. So, yeah, like how I did that. Time out. So this is the wrap up, the timeout game, and I feel like this part, it opens up a little bit more, because again, if you can love, you can laugh. And this game is called imitations. Right? So I'm going to give you a category, and you have to imitate your partner. So the first category is, how would y'all act how would Isiah act, or how would Lily act when they're mad, when y'all are mad?
You answer your phone.
All right, let me see. I gotta think. When he's mad?
Yeah.
All right.
He don't get mad.
Oh, God.
I'm not mad. I don't know, but I'm not mad. He's even calm then. That's it.
He's a calm mad. Those are ones that go, give me something. Give me a little edge so we can argue a little bit.
Oh,
Great. So, next one. How do your partner act when they're in the mood?
He'd be like, let me see. Let me go first. Hey, babe. Hey. You looking real good. You working out?
You working out?
Oh, my God.
He hit you with you working out.
Man.
All the compliments from top to bottom. Your finger looks strong, babe. Everything about you looks good.
No, huh? Oh, my God.
Keisha, cover your ears.
She's like a cat around this house. Cat spraying all over the goddamn. I'm like, God damn, somebody Oh, man.
Okay, that was a good one. Okay, how does your partner act when they want something?
Let me see. He'll be just like, hey, babe, you busy? You want to run down to the bank and make that deposit, then go to the auto roll?
It's a small partner, man. That's what happened when you are a wife, a business partner, mom, all that.
Like a little bit of that.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
How do
I act when I want something?
Yeah, how does she act when she wants something?
I don't know. She's like, let me think. If you really want something, shit. If she really wants it, she gonna get it.
I'm going. I'm not even about to talk about it. It's already in the house.
Or she might just keep asking me about it, like, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Or, babe, what you think about this? I'm like, I don't care. I'm not even thinking about that, man. Okay, go ahead, bye. Get it.
Wait, like, how about you? How you like this elephant? No, I think this one. The next thing you know, it'll pop up in the house.
You think we need this? Right. Yeah. You think we go here real quick?
It comes to the core.
She always stop me in my tracks, though. Like, we could be going somewhere else, but then, and she wants to, like, oh, can we go here real quick? I'm like, oh, my God. Are you serious? All right, come on, yeah.
All right, come on. At least he be down for it. My wife be like, no, drop me off home. I don't care. Drop me off home now.
Sometimes I say that though.
You gotta kidnap him. You gotta just take him with you.
To go into Walmart with me, forget about it. Because after Walmart, you gotta go to BJ's. You gotta go to Stop and Shop. You gotta go where all the sales is, and then too.
God.
Then we gotta go to the fast food because I'm not cooking with all the stuff we just bought.
That's hilarious.
So, how do your partner act when you're being petty?
Let me see. Oh, babe, so I got a dog because you want to get that coat. So you got a dog because I want to get a coat? They don't even match. I know you was gonna say that.
She's tit for tat. Listen, she's tit for tat. If I'm being petty about something, I don't even mean to be petty, but she thinks if she's taking it that way, she's gonna be petty. I'm like, why are you doing that? Because you're doing that. I'm like, what? I didn't even do nothing. Oh my God.
Don't let us be on a diet together. Oh, babe, because I saw you eat those peanuts, I'm gonna have a snack.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm about to go get me a Big Mac because I just see you eating little peanuts. That's a cheat day for me. Oh, how does your partner act when they are sick?
Oh my God. Let me just say this, okay? I always pray that nobody in my house gets sick.
Yeah.
Because they just
everybody fall apart.
Babe, I'm hungry. Babe, I can't smell.
Oh
Maybe
my
I'll make
God.
me some tea. Let me put the tissue in my nose.
Yeah, you petty for that, bro. No, she's petty for that.
When I'm sick, I take care of myself.
No.
You don't know.
When she's sick, I look out. I try to, I hold it down. But I got an athlete mentality. So if you ain't hurt, broken legs, I don't want to hear none of that sick
show
shit.
them.
I don't hear none of that. Like, you think, babe, I'm sick. Babe, you good? Don't worry about it.
Drink some tea, shake it off.
Yeah, drink some tea, shake it off. He's like, I'm hurt. I'm just so sick. I'm like,
I gotta
babe,
leave 105.
I
Babe,
said,
go work out.
Right, you right, go sweat
you
it
got
out.
105, you got to work out still.
You about to
Listen,
die.
Jordan
That's
played
what
the
you about to
game.
have, a
Listen,
heart attack.
Jordan had his best game when he had the flu.
Absolutely not. I'm no Michael Jordan. I don't know. I don't know.
I did. Oh, how does your partner act when they are drunk?
Right here. So I can't lie. As we got older,
We don't get drunk.
we don't really get drunk like that.
Respect it.
We don't really get drunk like that. We drink wine every now and then and just get nice. But the younger Carleisha, I'm talking about the Carleisha from 11th.
11th
Okay.
Running around with sex.
All right. Good night. Interview is going. It's going left. Not what we rehearsed.
Last one. How does your partner act when they're hangry?
You don't really get hungry.
She's gonna grab her salt and vinegar chip. Babe, I'm ready to eat, babe. You cooking? We go somewhere? I'm like, babe, you sit here. She's snacking on everything in the house. Chips, to the cookies, to the peanuts. When it's time for us to go get some food, she's like, oh, I'm full, babe. Get to the spot. She's fucking eat one bite of burger. I'm like, yeah, I'm just surprised. You've been snacking the whole goddamn time. Shit. Damn.
Whatever. Don't do me. Don't do me.
No, that's funny. Cause I be snacking all the time. I'm trying to go get some eat. I don't even want that no more. I eat a Lunchables. You're a child. Great. That was good. That was good. The round of applause for y'all. So that was good. So let's get back. I'm learning the scrimmages. Scrimmages is first half, second half, no halftime. But this is the finale. This is where it's a section where we got to drop some gems. Right. This is the moment of the hour. Right. It is relationship advice, and I've seen a lot of questions, especially on Facebook, Instagram, about certain things, and then I have my website that I upload stuff on. So one of the questions is, how do you guys make each other feel secure within your relationship? And then giving advice to somebody too.
The security is, I'm his best friend. Like, I feel like at this point where we are, if somebody was to come in his life and he's like, I really want to be with this person, I would actually have to like really evaluate this because she got to be like swinging from chandeliers and doing backflips because this is great. This is greatness in a box.
Right.
So to me, I'm his best friend. I'm his counselor. I'm everything. So I feel like we give each other security off that. Basically, for me, he's like my blanket. I'm having a bad day. I'm going to tell my husband. I'm not happy. I want to go out. They don't want to go with these people, but I want you to come. He's like, what? It's a group of women. I don't know them. He's my security. So he's so many things to me. He's like my comfort.
Right.
So I think just in knowing that, that's the security right there. Because what we have is bigger than just man and wife. It's a bond.
It's a friendship.
And to break that right there is the security within itself. If you're not bonded, then you ain't locked in for real. And this ain't just happening overnight. This took some work. We didn't just meet and say, oh, we're gonna be bonded, we're gonna be cool. No, this was work in the making.
Right.
Just, add to that, I want to say like family goals and family plans is a big thing as well. Like, we got something that we trying to focus on and we trying to get to. We got our blinders on. So at the end of the day, we're not trying to mess that up for nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a big part as well. It's not perfect, but at the same time, we try to keep our eye on the prize and, keep our goals in the front of our mind too.
Oh, a question. This is a good question too. How well do you guys handle disagreements with each other?
We don't. We normal. Like we're human. So a disagreement could be at a 2 and we just kind of agree to disagree. Or it could be at a 10 and you might be sleeping on the couch. So to be honest, we talk. Like we have the uncomfortable conversation. We go for walks.
Yeah.
We take car rides. And once you got in the car, they can't go anywhere.
Exactly. You're gonna jump out, and I'm gonna keep on going.
So we take car rides, and we just start unpacking. Like, what was this argument really about? Did it make sense? Now we can't do that in that moment,
right?
So we probably give it some time, maybe two days to go by, and then we'll revisit it to let each other calm down.
Yeah, and for me personally, I don't really like disagreements or arguments like that. So I can't lie, I can get better in that field. Sometimes I shut down, but she's a more communicative type of person. Like, so she's gonna keep asking me the questions, try to pull it out of me. And then as time goes on, I'm like, damn, we just gonna have to get through this. We got to figure this out.
Right.
Then I'll communicate my point of view, and then she'll communicate to her point of view. And then again, going for like walks, we might go for a bike ride, car ride, and stuff like that. So eventually it'll just come out and it'll come full circle. Then we realize, man, that was the most dumbest shit ever. Like, we could have just spoke about it.
Right. You said you gonna bike ride, Lily. You ride bikes?
I do. I got a bike. I got a bike during COVID, actually. I did. He wanted to get matching outfits, but I ain't there yet.
Yes, get the matching outfit with the thing on the back, all that. You gotta look cute.
I need the police glasses and all that.
Yeah, you gotta put your seat mad high. Looking weird. So people always say, like, I don't want to get married because of money. Like, my money is my money, their money is their money. Like, I don't want to joint the two. So money is what keeps them from marriage, right? So what advice would you give to somebody whose mindset is like that?
To me, in my eyes, marriage is not a business. Let's cut that now. Everybody got their own, specific way to look at it. Everybody has their own point of view. Everybody has their own intentions. But with us, that business marriage stuff is not it. Like,
we created a business after we got married.
Right.
I understand the concept of it, but no, this is built on like love and friendship, and this was like years in the making, and just going to the next level after level after level after level. And marriage is, we thought it was the pinnacle, but it gets better and better and better. So I mean, when it comes to business, it was never that. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is my ride or die. So at the end of the day, when it comes to like, including bank accounts, being on the same bank accounts, I mean, it's whatever. Like, this is all coming from one household. When you leave to go do what you do, you coming back home to feed the family. When I leave to go do what I do, I'm coming back home to feed the family. So it's nothing. Yeah.
I want to add a little bit more to that, but to me, it's not about what's yours, what's mine, and mine. Because to be honest, we didn't have nothing together.
Right.
So the fact that we didn't have it together, we helped each other get it, and now it's like we're gonna help each other keep it. So let's keep adding to it. So it's never a time that I'm gonna go spend this crazy amount and upset him without consulting him, or he's gonna do the same to me.
Right.
We talk about, we're together 90% of our day.
Right.
So whatever decisions we make or purchases that are like crazy out this world, we definitely have a conversation before they even take place.
Right. Good. That's a good mindset, because everybody's so hesitant about mine, and then like, oh,
it's because we come from not having nothing. So you like, damn, what if this person take everything I got?
Right.
And what if this person take everything I got? But when you didn't have nothing together, it's kind of like we both trying to protect the bag.
Right.
So you're not gonna get what we got, if that makes sense.
Right.
So we protect it from the outside versus from each other, because we're not in competition. We on the same page.
Yeah. It's all money in. I mean, we don't always agree on everything, but at the end of the day, it's all money in. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everything belongs in his household.
Right. And it's too, like, even if, like, I know you guys are gonna work, but it's like y'all still have kids together. So either way, them kids y'all bonding for life. Who cares about the money? Them kids, we're here. Like, we're locked in. So it's just like the people mindset like that, and it's the younger generation.
Also, to our mindset, we're not really too concerned about money, because, to be honest with you, we don't have a survival mode mentality. So we're not like trying to just protect this money, protect that money. Sometimes you gotta let money go, you know, because money's energy is gonna come back to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So as long as our responsibilities taken care of, you know, the household and everything is good, and you know, our lights and shit is on. I mean, for the most part, you know, we good. Like, you know what I'm saying? We alright. You know, we're not gonna, you know, overextend ourselves. But I mean, if it's something big, we'll definitely communicate that.
Right. That's deep too. So, of course, with professions, because you guys are business owners, y'all are entrepreneurs, y'all are landlords and stuff. So, and you guys are retired. Did I mention you guys are retired? Yes, you're done working. So y'all work for yourself. Big bosses. Right? So how do you guys manage it? Like, how did you guys decide to go into business for yourself? Like, what motivated y'all to do that?
You want to answer this one, Dave?
Yeah. So business, actually, it started with me and my mentality as far as, like, you know, dealing with like self-development, reading certain books and stuff like that. And what I realized growing up, I never really had like all the hottest Jordans and coming out, so I never really put a lot of stock into those different things. As I got older and I was playing, I would get a little bit of stuff here and there, but as I realized, I just thought about, like, this is all materialistic stuff. This don't really hold no weight. I've seen a lot of people pass away. And, you know, guys pass away and they leave in a closet to their kids. Like, I'm not cutting that. I just started, you know, developing certain things and starting to realize that assets are more important than liabilities. So we started looking at, you know, buying assets, things that, you know, we could pass on to our kids and they could pass on to their kids, like, you know. And once I started diving deep into that, I started learning about, like, Robert Kiyosaki, who's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And we just started, you know, put our head down and just focusing on that. And at the same time, we realized too that you don't want to sit here and work these different jobs and be able to, you know, buy materialistic stuff. Like, you know, that's not going to cut it, because we started to realize our time together is more important than you going out and hustling, doing this. I'm going out hustling, doing that. And we like two ships passing in the night. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't really a thing for us. We enjoy spending time with each other. So we just came up with different strategic plans and goals, and realizing that we need to find something that'll free up our time and give us that time freedom. And that was the biggest thing, you know, time freedom. So that's how we got into real estate and became landlords, because that's passive income. You know, personally, I come from Section 8, so to be in a position now to be able to acquire different properties and to put those on Section 8 to be able to help out single moms, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, we can benefit from that as well as a family. And that was the mentality. And generational wealth, like somebody said, that's the biggest thing, because at the end of the day, they try to, I think Kanye West said it best, they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going for none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to self-develop, I'm trying to love my kids, and I'm also trying to pass them something. And I want them to be able to, you know, not have to. And another thing too, like, everybody always hustle for their first name. You know, I try to hustle for my last name. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about me. I'm worried about the next generation. So that was just the mentality.
That's deep stuff. I'm trying to hustle. I never heard that before. Like, the way you put it, like, I'm trying to hustle for my last name. Like,
I'm fly. Look at this, look at that. But I don't really care about none of that, because 9 times out of 10, if you buying some of that stuff, if you want to get a little deep, those is probably like slave owner brands and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even trying to support that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about my people and keeping all the money in as much as possible. Or I'd rather shop somewhere that's black owned if I could. Because at the end of the day, when you spending your money, that's where the power's at. You know, and black people, we have over $2 trillion in spending power. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when I realized I was bigger than what I was wearing. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for her. So it's like, it's just a mentality shift, like, you know what I'm saying? And then time freedom is everything. We want to be able to do what we don't care about being rich necessarily and having money out our ass, but we just want to be able to have the time to be able to do
whatever we want to do.
Exactly.
When we want to do it.
When we want to do it. And my motto is, you can have everything. I mean, you can't afford everything, but you can get anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just all depends on where you put your focus at. So that was the mentality.
Right. Lily, you want to say something?
He kind of took everything.
It,
but
no, say something.
Look at y'all being in sync.
I'm not gonna lie, this journey, it was different. It was difficult for me because I don't come from this background of thinking of generational wealth. It's kind of like you see it, you like to get it.
Right.
And when he brought the idea to me, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I was on board, I want to do this, baby, because I wasn't. I'll be lying if I said that. I was more so, I just want the big house. I wanted the American dream. I wanted the ring and the house and the dog and the kid. I wanted all the things.
Right.
And he was like, listen, I know you don't understand it all, but I promise it's going to make sense later. And I was like, no. I cried. I was like, what's wrong with him? I can't understand him. I thought it was going to be.
And then I would pass her certain books, and she's like, I'm not trying to hear none of that.
Yeah, I was really closed off to it. But after
she had 3 jobs, so her mindset was like, I gotta get these jobs.
Yeah,
I gotta work.
I'm just gonna keep working. Right. That's what I'm for. I come from a family of workers. We're gonna work, okay? I got 3 jobs at one time.
Right.
Thank you for reminding me.
Big day, right?
That's it. But when I finally sat back and we looked at the plan. He created a whole plan. Like he had a board with this plan on, and I'm looking at it. I'm reading it. I'm like, okay, I see where you're going with this. And I kind of sometimes can get in my own way. And what I've learned from being married is sometimes you got to step outside yourself to understand your partner. And that's where the friendship comes in. Because his wife might not understand him. You crazy? I don't want to do this. This is my livelihood. I'm not trying to waste my money. I'm not playing with you. But his friend is going to understand you.
Right.
So your friend understands you more.
Right.
Like we're more receptive to our friends, accept them for who they are. Like your friend is out of control, you're gonna be like, that's just how she is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if your partner's out of control, you're gonna be like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? You're quick to walk away. So what I try to do is take myself outside the situation and look at him as a human. Like, damn, okay, you got this vision.
This is how logical mind.
Right? Yeah.
This is my logical.
Logical.
I try to see it and I say, okay, you've gotten us this far with no bruises, no mistakes. I trust you because he follows God. So as long as he's following God, I'm going to follow my husband.
Right.
So I know that he has this all together. And that's the best decision I've ever made.
Right. That's good. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That was it. That was a round of applause for that. Because some people so hesitant, but it's like you have to love and trust your partner on blind faith sometimes because they're not going to steer you wrong. They're with you for a reason. Like if I say let's do this, let's do that. Sometimes the way I get in my way is too like no. But my boyfriend, he's a logical thinker. To me, I'm emotional. Like no, what if this can happen? Like what if it takes too much time away from my kid? I think about the what if. I'm an overthinker, but he's like no, just do it. Like you just got to do it. Like he's the one too. Like money is gonna come and go, but he invested it in different things. So it's like, but me, I'm cheap as hell. I'm not giving nobody $2 for lotto that I'm not gonna win. You ain't getting it. No, I need to be guaranteed. But he steps out on our faith too. So that was powerful. Like God leads him, and you lead, and you follow him. So God is the head of your life. Nothing else can fail. Right? Kanisha's up here. That's Pastor Kanisha's up here. She's a word. She has my cousin too. Sidebar. She has a mom, daughter in sisters group, something like that. I'm gonna invite you in because it's powerful. We speak. She speaks power. I'm telling you, that is a good thing. Another question too. Navigating friendships with your relationship. Cause now it's like my man, and then your friend be like, but you're gonna see him. Like you're gonna see him later. But if my man don't want me to go, I'm not going. You know, like So how do you navigate your friends in your relationship?
Is that for me?
For both of you. Yeah, both got friends, I would hope.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Some things. No. My friends were pretty respectful because we started out so young. So they really didn't put any pressure on me. They kind of knew that, like, this is what she want to be, so we're not even gonna bother her. And then there was days I wanted to go out with them. They were receptive, so they weren't really like on my back. Like, you just want to be under him. I didn't really face too much of that. It wasn't until we got older, and then they were like, "You can't go to the parties we go to anymore. You can't do certain things because you're married now." That's what I faced more so than just my man part. But I'm like, this is the same guy I was with when I met y'all at 19. Like, he was changed. But I think people put that stigma, meaning control, on marriage. This is not a controlling factor. I'm not on a leash. I am not in a...
Right.
Right. I want to go to the picnic or the party. But we can go to this lounge and eat and have drinks and talk.
Right.
So it really was always on my comfort level. I always moved with my intuition. So I was like, yeah, this is my in-depth, my relationship. I go here. Let me not do that.
Right.
Let me not. So I really moved on my own. I really didn't have to consult with him with it because he was like, it's up to you. It's up to you, really. He really never made no decisions. And my friends didn't apply too much pressure. Just that little bit when I got married in the beginning.
Because he's more of a social butterfly. He don't think so, but I'm more reserved. Like, I don't want to go out. He tells me you need to go out. Like, he will set things up for me and my friends to go out, and I'm not going. No, I'd rather be in the house at this point. But then it's like, that's the part of
not too expensive.
Super expensive.
First, gas alone, and me, anybody could say I vibe to my gas tank hit 5 miles, and I didn't get
married to pump my own gas, girl. Listen, I'm gonna get a t-shirt that say that. I'm not pumping gas.
We drive like 2 separate times. So if I have to wait for him to pump my gas, I never have gas in my car. I ain't going nowhere. So I just go get it, and I hate doing it. So and my job is close to me, so I don't have to spend that much mileage at gas. But it's like,
I even asked my mom to pump the gas. Like, it's really bad.
Keisha, you better not pump that gas for that girl.
She definitely did. She said, "You want your mom to pump the gas?" I mean, it's not me.
Oh no, I'll pump it real fast. Get in a cold. That's one thing I miss about my Vernon. You know how they have full service gas station? Like where I live, they don't have that. So you really gotta get out and pump your gas in the freezing cold.
Yeah, we
so
don't
like,
have that.
You don't have it down there neither?
No, we don't have full service. So I just got this guy.
Oh, that is full service, right?
Right. Yeah.
That is full service. So this is the last question, and then you guys can give you guys closing remarks. But your mom, your dad, right? You're entrepreneurs and everything. So how do you guys find time to keep the spark and the romance going within your relationship?
I think dating is definitely important. I feel like I don't like to schedule things out, but also too, we go on trips and stuff, and we like to have new experiences and stuff like that. So we enjoy that. But I think dating is definitely important if you can find the time and stuff like that. I mean, we try to get babysitters when we can, because I don't care if you kids and married or if you 50 years old, you got to find that time to keep everything rolling, because you can easily just get caught up in the day-to-day life, cooking, cleaning, having the kids. You have to have, date nights. You got to be spontaneous. You got to keep that spark there. And I feel like that's important. Yeah.
I feel like being intentional. So he's not the planner. I definitely am the planner. My mom won't hit telling my business. I am definitely the planner. So I'll plan ahead. I'll have the babysitter. The kids are ready to drop off. I'll call my aunt. I'm like, hey, listen, he's about to be home in this time. I'm trying to leave out at this time. Or even on vacation, I'm always trying to carve out a little time for just us. So we'll either take my grandfather or one of our siblings with us, so we'll have an extra set of hands, and we can kind of get away and have some time for ourselves. So we're very intentional about our time. Like, even if we got a house full of company, we will sneak away and go upstairs, go for a walk. We're going to be alone. Trust us.
Oh, that is so cute.
Got to.
That is so cute. Too, because I said that was the last question, but this is the last question for real. You guys went to Portugal, right? So how was that for you guys? Like, how was the traveling life for you guys?
God. Portugal.
The dream come true. I mean, being over there for 30 days, it was amazing. Like just to be out of the United States, we was over there. We linked up with some Americans over there. It was just so amazing. When we was over there, they were trying to persuade us, like, hey, I know y'all living in America right now. Y'all just on vacation, but y'all need to consider staying over here. Moving over here. The infrastructure is amazing. The food is amazing. The wine is amazing. There was a lot of blacks over there, which was a little ironic. It's also like a big city. It's kind of like New York City. It was in the middle of downtown, but the infrastructure is similar to New York as well. But it's like super clean. Of course, it's super peaceful. Also, you kind of feel like you're on an island too, because Portugal's like on the coast, so you get the water vibes and all that. I mean, it was just it was so nice. I mean, the police officers would shake our hands. Nobody ain't look at us funny.
Right.
You didn't feel no racism or anything like that. Again, it was a lot of blacks. It was really a dream come true. It was just like, when I think about it now, I'm still like in awe. Like, I can't believe we did it. It went by so fast. I want to go back.
It was everything.
At some point, I think we definitely gonna get dual citizenship. That's definitely in our future.
Oh, no.
We want to be able to go back and forth. Because at the end of the day, when you come from like Mompreneur, you always feel like, oh, this is my block, this, that. I'm from New York, but this world is so big. Like,
it is. Yeah, and I'm glad that you guys are doing it with the boys.
Yes, being able to give our boys this was heartwarming for me. Seeing my 4-year-old start to speak Portuguese, oh my God, it was the best feeling. It brought tears to my eyes. He does it every day. We have to greet him and everything in Portuguese still to this day. But just watching them play in the ocean, make friends that they can't really understand.
Right.
It was just a beautiful thing that I want more of it. So in the future, we're definitely going to have dual citizenship. I don't know where we're going to do it. It may be Europe. It may not be.
Might be Africa, who knows?
You never know.
We definitely want dual citizenship. Because we plan on traveling the world. Like,
right.
Just United
That's
States.
the goal.
Go everywhere. Yeah.
That is a goal. And it's good too, like you just said too, like your little one was playing with another kid. But that's great, and I'm giving you guys your flowers too, because you're not teaching your kids color. You're teaching them people. So them to interact with different people, especially not black people or whatever the case may be, that should show with how your parenting style is. Love everybody, play with anybody, don't sing with anybody out. So that's good. I'm definitely giving you guys your flowers on that, because that is big. And that's something probably you didn't think, like, oh yeah, we're doing, but it's like, that's something huge in this world right now. That everybody's separated, especially the kids, and it comes from home. So yeah, great job with that. Great job.
Thank
so
you.
Do you have any other relationship advice, marriage advice that you want to leave and end off the night with?
When it comes to marriage and, relationship advice, it's a journey. Like, things don't happen overnight. Things is not perfect. I just want to say, like, you got to have deep communication with your partner. And I don't mean like just on the surface, just try to shut them up. I mean, like, you got to have those conversations from the thoughts that's in your head that you might not want to tell nobody. You just want to, take to your grave. Like, you got to have that communication, because you can be able to understand each other from there, and you're able to grow.
Right.
And then also, too, nowadays, a lot of, women are pushing like, I'm a strong woman, I'm a boss, I'm in this. And, guys out here saying they don't want a woman to love them for their money, but they flash in their bank account every other day. So it's really like a ball of confusion, but just know that, every day is not perfect. You could do it, have a family plan, have family goals, build an empire for your kids. Don't worry about your first name, focus on your last name, and, stay disciplined. It's not going to always be perfect. You're going to have ups and downs, but, keep your eye on the prize and keep your blinders on, and you should be able to, you can accomplish anything and keep God first.
Right.
I mean, honestly, it's a journey, like you said, and you're just going to keep getting better. If your conversation don't scare you with your partner, then you are not having a deep enough conversation. You have to have that type of conversation where the thoughts in your head, and you're like, am I crazy for saying this? Do people communicate this kind of stuff? Those are the conversations, and fortunately for us, we've been able to do that without the therapist. So thank God for that. I always felt like he and I were our own best therapy. So I know a lot of our friends, they're like, oh, at a certain time we go to therapy to get a tune-up. I feel like he and I, we definitely are our own. We go deep, we go there, we go to places that I don't think people should.
Yeah, people don't want to touch on that.
But all it does is make us grow. I'm not gonna like everything. You're not gonna like everything, but we can understand each other. As long as we looking at each other as humans, that's what I want to say.
And the friendship too.
If everyone looks at each other as a human instead of this is my person, this is my this, then I think relationships will definitely come back in style. Marriages will be better, the divorce rate will be lower because the expectations are off.
Right. So. I think that's mostly too the expectations that people place on their partner. Like, I'm expecting you to get married. I want you to be this kind of husband, that kind of husband. So when it don't come through, I'm out because you're not what I'm expecting. But it's
you're
like,
not supposed to hurt me. You're not supposed to do that to me.
Right.
But we don't think about our parents hurt us. Your kids are gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
The world is gonna hurt you. Your job hurts you.
You hurt yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We hurt ourselves, but that's another conversation another day. I'm not even gonna go into that, please.
Listen, we could go on for days, but guess what? We're gonna link up. We got things in the works, you know.
Yes.
We're gonna speak it into existence because we're gonna link. We're gonna work. And again, congratulations on being a life coach now. Yes, being a life coach. And I thank you guys. I thank you guys for coming on and just shedding some light on relationships because this love thing. Oh, I want to have multiple girls, multiple this, that. No, like settle down. Go with that one person. Like, I did 19.
The polyamorous or some shit like that's the new thing out right now. It's crazy.
We're not gonna even talk about that because we could die. So we be here for no whole 5,000.
We gotta bring back old school love, guys. Bring it back.
Yes, give me the R&B, the Joe.
Black love, black magic, man.
Yes,
it's a blessing.
Yes, like it's,
so
and I'm glad you guys have shown from 19 all the way to now to retired all the growth, the children that you had. You guys can have any more kids? Are you done?
No. We are 2 and through. We are good to go. There's one for each of us, and then we got our bonus baby, which is our dog, Maddie, a golden doodle.
Yeah,
good. Life is good.
Yeah, black love, like, and where it can be the potential that you have, like you said, keep God first, always keep God first, and everything else will fall into play. And I thank everybody who came on to my live, and
thank y'all.
I'm going to figure out how to conjoin Instagram and Facebook live, so everybody who has Facebook can see as well. I'm working on that, but in the meantime, at My Safe Place with Tati, that's where I do this for. This is the platform that I'm going to use. You will see them again on another episode. If it might be one or the other together, but they will be back because our knowledge is power, and drop us some gems from different perspectives. It's always helpful. And I'm going to, hopefully this live will save. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Facebook. I'm going to add their YouTube channel on. They have a YouTube channel, and everybody like, subscribe, and, you know, tap into each other. We're going to support each other, share, pass it on. And I, again, thank you guys. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Isiah, for
coming. Thank you for having us. And thank you guys for bearing with us.
Yes, it was definitely a long hour. I don't know. But we made it work. I was like, the devil's working. Kanisha, look, the devil was working. We prayed about it and made it work. Like, devil fighting hard. But we good. And I thank you guys so much. And thank you for everybody that joined on. And my next episode will be 2 weeks from now on a Wednesday. And it's going to be Testimony Wednesday. If you have a testimony that you want to share, open up the platform. God has been too good for us to keep it selfish and hidden. So if you want to join on, you could tap on. That's on Instagram though, but hopefully that time I'll combine it so everybody can join in and share their testimony. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.